Combine lies. We love the NFL Combine. We appreciate what it is for college football. We appreciate being able to see our favorite players in college football go out there in Indy, run a 40, throw the ball around, do some bench press reps. We're all about it. But I think there still needs to be something said about the lies that are being told when you get out of the NFL Combine, or maybe even when you watch the NFL Combine. The first lie that gets told is that guys that throw or don't throw, choose to not throw, are protecting their NFL draft stock. When was the last time that we saw a quarterback throw at the Combine and then we left saying, man, he really hurt himself by throwing? Yeah, that guy that we saw throw for 3 or 4 years, that we have a bunch of game tape on, actually playing the sport that we're judging them by or that we're going to draft them by, man, I think he really shouldn't have thrown at the Combine. It's not a real thing. We know what we're getting in these guys. We've seen them throw the deep post. We've seen them throw the deep ball. Guess what? We've seen them do it in pads. The thing that I love about this, the guys that do throw, they're just like, yeah, let's go throw the football. Let's go sling it around with the boys. No, nobody has their receiver they had with college. Nobody has their perfect timing worked out from their favorite play. It is what it is. It's the NFL. Circumstances aren't perfect. They're never perfect. Even when you play the actual game, there's weather. You have guys get signed the week of that have to play in the game. Like, it's the way that it is. So the guys that choose to throw, no shade to guys that don't throw, but the guys that do choose to throw, I really appreciate that. I think that's really, really cool. All right, too much emphasis for us, too, on the 40. Way too much emphasis. I love it. I'll watch it. I'll tweet about it. But the thing with the 40 that I don't love is we see guys run a slow time, and then we say, he can't play. Oh, man, that's going to hurt him. I think Jerry Rice was like a 4.7 guy. Like Keon Coleman went in the 4.6 range. I have no interest in discussing anything about Keon Coleman, his ability to play football. Why? Because I saw him play the game in pads, up close and personal against Clemson. He's mossing dudes for game-winning touchdowns. Like, dude can play football. Okay, just because the stopwatch said one thing doesn't tell me anything else about his ability. Xavier Worthy, he ran that 4.22, 4.21 I think it was. He broke the record. I love that. I love that because everybody got to see how fast he is, but he plays that way. It's not like Xavier Worthy just woke up, got out of bed, and decided he was going to run the 40 really fast, and now we think about him differently as a football player. Anyone who watches college football knew Xavier Worthy was fast. Since he was a freshman, since he had that first play touchdown against Oklahoma where he just pulled away from the entire defense, we know he's fast. I don't love the 40 as a metric for football success because it's a track event, not a football event. Last thing I want to get to here, we'll go fast. You learn a lot about guys at the Combine through their interviews. I think that's true. But the narratives that come out after guys at the Combine, I'm not a fan of. Talked to someone actually in personnel departments in the NFL, and he told me that was the most beneficial part of the whole process for him. But with that being said, I think the character that you get from these guys, like, you know about that before you sit down with them. You might get a good gauge for how they interact face-to-face, and you might learn different things about them in conversation. But before I did this, before I was lucky enough to sit behind a mic and talk about college football for a living, I was a recruiter. And the number one thing we do as a recruiter was call unlisted references. Okay, so we're interviewing, we're having a good conversation. Cool, we like you. Thanks so much. We'll circle back. Same thing as the Combine. We'll talk to you face-to-face. Everyone's coached up. Cool, we'll say the right things. Great. Then you give us your references. Hey, call these people. They'll vouch for me. Okay, great. I bet you they will because they're your head coach or they're your best friend or they're whoever. But when I call the person that you don't want me to call, when I talk to the backup tight end from where you went to school, he'll tell me the real. He'll tell me what kind of player you are. So I say all that to say, for these guys that are at the Combine, the narrative around them, I don't think they get a new narrative when they sit down and talk to them. I think the Combine is lying to you in that sense. Hey y'all, thanks so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel here to make sure you don't miss an episode of The Hard Count. Also be sure to check out other videos on the On3 YouTube channel.